Men over 60. 3 hidden oils. Melt, plaque, and restore flow. In days. A friend in his late 70s called last month. Come to my wedding. I arrived. His bride was decades younger. He stood tall, steady, almost youthful. I've known him for years. He used to struggle with poor circulation in his feet, cold toes, heavy, tired legs, always mentioning how stairs wore him out. Yet that night, he moved through his wedding with strength and poise, standing tall the whole time. At the end of the reception, I asked, "What changed?" He smiled. 3 simple oils my old doctor taught me, applied the right way at the right time. Within days, my feet felt warm, my legs lighter, my energy steadier. He added, "The feet carry the whole body. When they work, everything works." His story sent me digging. The truth was simple. Oils that most men already have, use the right way. But there's a common mistake that ruins the results, and most people make it without knowing. They just use the oils without the correct method and get no results. That got me thinking. Everyone's body responds differently. What works wonders for one person may do little for another. That's why I'll share 3 powerful oils for external use, so you can choose the one that suits you best. But here's the twist. After we go through all 3, I'll give you a method to combine them for an effect you can't even imagine. These oils are strong, and when mixed in the right way, the results can be remarkable. That's why it's important you stay with me until the end to learn exactly how to prepare and apply them correctly. Before we begin, let me know in the comments below your age and if you've ever experienced cold feet or poor circulation. We're reading and replying to every comment. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Now, without any further ado, let's get started with the 3 oils that can transform your circulation, ranked from good to absolutely life-changing. Let's start oil number 3. Flaxseed oil. Think of this as a gentle warmth for cold toes and heavy legs, one more spark to help get things moving. Each oil has its role. This one is special. I'll walk you through it like we're at the kitchen table. Stay with me. You might want to try it tonight. You've felt it, right? That chill in the toes even when the weather's fine, the heaviness in the calves after sitting, or the way a short walk can feel like a long climb. If you're looking to ease that feeling, flaxseed oil is where I'd start. It's light, it spreads easily, and with a little know-how, it brings a calm, steady warmth that makes your legs feel alive again. There's a reason for it. Flaxseed oil contains ALA, alpha-linolenic acid. Small studies and long experience suggest it may support more comfortable vessels and a calmer local environment over the course of weeks. And when you pair it with a simple upward massage, you're helping move blood and lymph from the feet toward the heart, exactly the direction you want.
Here's how I do it. I get a cold-pressed flaxseed oil in a dark bottle and keep it in the fridge so it stays fresh. If it ever smells sharp, like paint, it's time for a new bottle. 5 minutes before a session, I take it out, then warm it a little between my palms for 15 to 20 seconds. No stove, no microwave. I sit on a sturdy chair with a towel under my feet and take my time.
For each leg, I use about half to 1 teaspoon, 2 to 3 milliliters. Too much makes things messy and slows the rhythm. I start at the toes, glide to the heel, then the ankle, and work up the calf to just below the knee. The trick is direction. Long, smooth strokes upward, enough pressure to feel the area wake up, but not so much that it's uncomfortable. About 8 to 10 passes per section. Around the ankle, I'll add slow circles for 20 or 30 seconds to ease tight spots. On the calf, I build gentle pressure for 30 to 45 seconds, then finish with more upward strokes. The whole thing takes about 60 to 90 seconds per leg, steady, calm, almost like a rhythm you can hum. Sometimes I wrap up with a warm towel, about 40 degrees Celsius, comfortable to the touch, for 2 or 3 minutes. It feels like a quiet hug for your legs and opens everything up. After that, I stand, hold the chair for balance, and do 15 to 20 heel raises to pump blood upward. Evening is my favorite time, right after a warm shower, because the body is relaxed and ready. If mornings feel heavy, a quick 30-second session of upward strokes before shoes can help. And on days with lots of standing or walking, I make sure to do the full evening routine. Here's a simple 7-day start. Days 1 and 2. 1 evening session per leg, 60 to 90 seconds, warm towel, heel raises. By day 3, if stiffness lingers in the morning, add a short 30-second upward session. Days 5 through 7. Stay consistent. If you can, take a gentle 10-minute walk after dinner to keep things flowing. You'll know it's working when your toes feel warmer within 10 minutes of finishing, your first steps in the morning are easier, and the heaviness after sitting fades faster. Let me tell you about my friend Tom, 71. After long hours at his desk, his calves felt like stone, and his toes were always cold. He didn't buy it at first, but he tried the routine as I described: small amount, steady upward strokes, brief warm towel, a few heel raises. On day 5, he sent me a message: "My feet are finally warm." 2 weeks later, he was walking to the park without that drag. That's what consistency does. Where folks go wrong is simple. They heat the oil and ruin it, use way too much and lose the rhythm, push too hard on tender areas or swollen veins, leave the bottle out until it goes bad, or skip days and expect weekly sessions to do the job. Keep it fresh, keep it gentle, and keep it daily for that first week. If your legs are extra cold, lay a clean, warm towel over the oiled area for 2 minutes, then finish with 20 seconds of light upward strokes. If you like a longer glide, mix flaxseed with olive oil 1-to-1 right in your hands. Keep the pressure around a 3 or 4 out of 10. Lighter, about a 2 if you bruise easily or use blood thinners, and aim for about 60 seconds per leg. Stop and check in with a clinician if you notice unexplained bruising, sudden one-sided swelling, or throbbing pain. Avoid open wounds or infected areas, and test a tiny spot first to make sure you're comfortable with it. Want a tiny bonus? After the towel, those heel raises for 30 seconds are enough to seal the deal. If you sit a lot, stand once an hour and do 10 heel raises to keep things moving. Drink water throughout the day. Even mild dehydration can make legs feel heavier. Track how you feel for a week. Warmer toes in 5 to 10 minutes, easier first steps, less heaviness after sitting, and you'll see the pattern for yourself. Why start with flaxseed? It's smooth, mild, and plays well with others when we get to mixing later. It's the foundation, solid and reliable, so when we introduce the next oils, everything you've built here works even better. Stay with me. We've got oil number 2 and oil number 1 coming up next, and then I'll show you a careful way to combine all 3 for results that feel bigger than any one oil on its own. Before we continue, let's agree that what I'm sharing here is for educational purposes only and does not replace medical advice if needed. Oil number 2, rosemary essential oil, diluted, external use only. If you want a fast, noticeable warm-up for cold toes and heavy calves, this is the switch-on oil. An older friend once advised me, keep it light, the right time, the right place. He was right. Rosemary works best when you respect its strength. Think of rosemary as a quick primer. A few well-diluted drops can wake up the area, bring a gentle heat, and make the first steps feel easier. It's not about slathering, it's about precision. Small amount, proper dilution, upward strokes. Why does this oil feel different? Rosemary essential oil contains volatile components, like 1.8 cineol and camphor, that create a mild warming sensation and a sense of opening. Paired with slow, upward massage, many men notice warmer toes and lighter legs within minutes. Used consistently for days, it can help you feel ready sooner, before a walk, errands, or stairs. Choose it right. Get a pure, reputable rosemary essential oil, not fragrance. Store it capped, away from heat and light. Remember, essential oils are concentrated and must be diluted in a carrier oil before touching the skin. Dilution that actually works. Routine strength, 1 to 2%. That's 1 to 2 drops rosemary per 1 teaspoon. 5 milliliters of carrier oil. Short-term boost, up to 3% if you tolerate it well. Sensitive skin, 0.5 to 1%. Good carriers, olive, almond, or the flaxseed oil you learned in oil number 3. Mix fresh in your palm each time. 2 practical ways to use it. Pre-walk primer, quick warm-up. Take a pea-sized amount of your diluted mix. 1 to 2% is plenty. Massage ankles and calves with upward strokes for about 30 to 45 seconds per leg. Then do 10 to 15 heel raises while holding a chair for balance. This takes under 2 minutes and helps the legs switch on before you head out. Night routine, deeper comfort. After a warm shower, apply your diluted mix with slow, long strokes upward from the foot to just below the knee, 60 to 90 seconds per leg. Lay a warm, damp towel, comfortable not hot, on the calves for 2 to 3 minutes, then finish with 20 seconds of light upward strokes. If mornings feel heavy, add a brief 20 to 30 second upward session before shoes. Foot bath option when toes run extra cold. In a basin of warm water, disperse 2 to 3 drops of rosemary by first mixing them into a spoonful of milk or a teaspoon of salt, so the oil doesn't float. Soak 8 to 10 minutes, dry well, then perform short upward strokes with carrier oil only. This is a good reset on cold days. A 7-day way to test it. Days 1 through 2, night routine only. Days 3 to 4, keep night routine. Add the pre-walk primer on days you're heading out. Days 5 to 7, stay consistent. If you feel a bit too warm, drop dilution to 1% or skip one night. 3 on, 1 off works for some. You're looking for simple signals, warmth within minutes, easier first steps, and less heaviness after sitting. What most people get wrong, they use it undiluted, leads to irritation, or they overdose and end up greasy and uncomfortable. Some press hard on tender spots or prominent veins. Keep pressure light to moderate and always stroke upward. Others apply it and then jump straight into a hot bath, which can intensify the sensation more than you want. And many buy aroma oils, synthetic fragrance, instead of genuine essential oil. Those won't deliver the same effect. Safety in plain words. Patch test a tiny amount of your diluted mix on the forearm and wait a day. Keep it away from your eyes and sensitive areas. Avoid broken or inflamed areas. If you bruise easily or use blood thinners, keep pressure gentle and sessions short. If you have a history of seizures or specific neurological conditions, check with your clinician before using stimulating essential oils. Stop and seek medical advice for unexplained bruising, one-sided swelling, or persistent throbbing pain. How it pairs with what you've learned. Rosemary is ideal as a top note over a base like flaxseed. Try 1 drop rosemary in 1 teaspoon flaxseed oil for a subtle, steady glide. Use rosemary for the quick warm-up and flaxseed for the long, calm finish. Keep the total essential oil percentage mindful. More is not better. Stay with me. Oil number 1 is next. It's the one many men start with when they want a broader day-to-day effect, and then I'll show you how to combine all 3 carefully for results that feel bigger than any single oil alone. Oil number 1. Black seed oil, Nigella sativa. External use only. This is the heavy hitter of the trio, the anchor you can build the whole routine around. When you want warmth that settles deep, lighter steps after sitting, and a routine that actually fits your day, black seed oil is the big piece of the puzzle. Think of it as steady fire, not a flash. Used externally and diluted, it brings a calm, focused warmth to cold toes and heavy calves, and pairs perfectly with those slow, upward strokes you've learned. Many men notice the difference in the same week. Quicker warmth after a session, easier first steps in the morning, less of that dragging feel after long sits. Why does it work in this context? Black seed oil carries bioactives, you'll hear people talk about thymoquinone, that, in practical terms, help the area feel looser and more ready. Combine that with the mechanics of the massage, long upward passes guiding blood and lymph toward the heart, and you've got a routine that makes sense for legs that feel stuck in low gear. No hype, just consistent signals in the right direction. How to choose and keep it fresh. Pick a cold-pressed oil in a dark bottle from a reputable source. Keep it capped tight, away from heat and light. If the scent ever turns sharp or odd, swap it for a new bottle. Freshness matters. Dilution. Where most people win or lose, black seed oil is potent. Go 1 part black seed oil to 2 or 3 parts carrier oil, olive, almond, or even the flaxseed base from oil number 3. If you run sensitive, start 1 to 4. Mix fresh in your palm. You only need enough for a thin film that lets your hands glide without slipping. Your evening routine, the cornerstone. Time it after a warm shower or a 10-minute warm foot soak. Sit on a sturdy chair with a towel under your feet. Warm a little of the diluted mix between your palms for 10 to 15 seconds. No stove, no microwave. For each leg, use roughly 1/2 to 1 teaspoon total. Start at the toes, glide through the arch to the heel, circle the ankle slowly, then work long, smooth upward strokes along the calf to just below the knee. Keep pressure light to moderate, firm enough to feel the area wake up, never sharp. Spend 60 to 90 seconds per leg. Finish with a warm, damp towel for 2 to 3 minutes. Comfortable warm, not hot. Then close with 20 seconds of light upward passes. If you like, slip on thin cotton socks afterward to keep things tidy. A quick primer for busy days. Before a walk, errands, or stairs, do a 30 to 45-second mini session at the ankles and calves with your diluted mix. A few upward passes, then 10 to 15 heel raises while holding a chair for balance. It's a 2-minute switch on that pays off. 7 days to judge it fairly. Days 1 to 2. 1 full evening session per leg, 60 to 90 seconds. Warm towel, heel raises. Days 3 to 4. Keep the night routine. Add a brief morning pass, 20 to 30 seconds upward, if mornings feel heavy. Days 5 to 7. Stay consistent. If you're tolerating it well but want a touch more glide, increase the carrier oil ratio. For example, 1 to 3. Your markers are simple. Warmth within minutes, easier first steps, less heaviness after sitting. Track them in a line or two each night so you can actually see the change, where people go wrong and how you won't. They use it undiluted and get irritated, or they pour so much that their hands skate without direction. They press too hard on tender spots or prominent veins, making things worse. They apply and then jump into a hot bath, which amplifies the sensation beyond comfortable. Or they use it twice a week and expect a daily result. Keep it diluted, keep the strokes upward, keep the pressure gentle, and keep it daily for the first week. That's how this becomes a tool, not a one-off experiment. Personal guardrails, plain and simple. Patch test a tiny amount of your diluted mix on the forearm and wait a day. Avoid the eyes and sensitive areas. Don't apply over open wounds or active infections. If you bruise easily or take blood thinners, keep pressure very light and keep sessions on the short side. About a minute per leg is plenty. Stop and talk to a clinician if you notice unexplained bruising, sudden one-sided swelling, or persistent throbbing pain. How does it play with the other oils? Black seed oil is the centerpiece. Flaxseed oil from oil number 3 makes a smooth base for longer glide. Rosemary from oil number 2 is the quick top note for a gentle warm-up. If you want a longer, calmer session, use more flaxseed as the base. If you want a pre-walk spark, add a tiny amount of diluted rosemary in the ankles and calves primer and keep total strength modest. Black seed remains the anchor. What you should feel and when. On a good evening, your toes start to warm within 10 minutes of finishing. In the morning, those first 10 steps feel less like a test and more like a formality. After a long sit, that heavy feeling fades faster. Give it the full 7 days before you judge. Consistency is the difference between interesting idea and useful tool. Stay with me. You've now met the anchor. Oil number 1. You've already seen how oil number 2, rosemary, switches things on fast, and oil number 3, flaxseed, gives you a smooth base. Next, I'll show you exactly how to combine all 3, carefully, to get results that feel bigger than any one oil on its own. All the oils mentioned, if you don't already have them, I'll include links to trusted products from Amazon. How to combine all 3 oils. The goal here is simple. Flaxseed oil gives you a smooth, calming base. Black seed oil adds deep, steady warmth. Rosemary oil acts like a quick switch-on for circulation. We're only using them externally. For your main routine, make a Master Night blend that will last you about a week. In a small dark glass bottle, mix about 1.5 teaspoons of flaxseed oil with 1/2 teaspoon of black seed oil and add just 2 drops of rosemary essential oil. If your skin is sensitive, start with 1 drop. Label the bottle, keep it in the fridge, and use it within 6 to 8 weeks. Each night, apply a thin film to your feet, ankles, and calves using the upward stroke method you've learned, about a minute to a minute and a half per leg. For extra benefit, follow with a warm towel for 2 or 3 minutes, then finish with light upward strokes. For active days, prepare a quick pre-walk primer in your palm, half a teaspoon of flaxseed oil, a quarter teaspoon of black seed oil, and 1 drop of rosemary. Rub your palms together to warm them, then apply them to your ankles and lower calves for 30 to 45 seconds per leg. Finish with heel raises before heading out. Stick with this for 7 days. For the first 2 days, use only the Master Night Blend. On days 3 and 4, keep the night routine and add the pre-walk primer on days when you'll be active. By days 5 to 7, stay consistent. If the warmth feels too strong, reduce the rosemary to half a drop per 10 milliliters. If it feels too mild, increase the black seed oil slightly in your next batch. Use about half to 1 teaspoon of the night blend per leg and just a pea-sized amount per leg for the pre-walk mix. Within 10 minutes, you should feel warmer toes. By morning, walking should feel easier, and over the week, that heaviness after sitting should fade faster. Keep a short daily note about how your legs feel. It helps you see the progress. Always patch test first. Avoid applying over cuts or infections, and keep away from the eyes. If you're on blood thinners or bruise easily, go gently and keep sessions short. Any unexplained bruising, swelling on one side, or throbbing pain, stop and check with a doctor. This combination is your anchor at night and your spark before activity. Start tonight, follow it for a week, and watch for the difference in warmth and ease of movement.